drinking the, and he goes, no, your body needs to die. That's why nature made it this way. Your body needs to digest the fruit. It's healthier for the body and it processes. That's why the fruit grew that way. So yeah, you're right. We go out and we process it in ways we shouldn't be. We need, our bodies need to eat it the way it grows. It just it's just
I have a question for you regarding the bariatric surgery. So we have seen that there are a lot of young children, basically, or newborn child, they are obese. Since the day they're born, maybe they started getting the obesity maybe in very early age. So what is the difference between that obesity and that obesity which we created after maybe after late 30s or early 40s?
Ankit, there are a lot of causes for the obesity, and one of the causes is genetic also, the environmental also, and your lifestyle also. The genetic also plays around 10 to 20% of the obesity. That is the Prader-Willi syndrome. There is a leptin resistance syndrome. So a lot of syndromes are there because of the mutation in the genes. You have an obesity prevalence in the family. But now, which we are seeing the adolescent obesity, moreover, that adolescent obesity is because the environment of that family is not good.
Yeah.
If there is a genetic can occur in one or two adolescent in the family. But all the adolescent in the family, they are the lot of families, they have everybody is obese. So that is because the environment of your family is not good. You are more prone to have obesity. So that is the major reason. So if there is even in the genetic obesity also, we are doing the bariatric surgery. We have done 4-year-old boy also, and they also need some sort of surgery because ultimately this surgery is going to change the hormone level inside the body, and according to the hormone levels, the obesity or there would be the weight loss, and we can say the less prevalence for the diabetes or hypertension to develop in the adolescent or in the adulthood. So those type of the obesity can also be controlled, but moreover, these obesity is because of the family environment. The obesity is running in the family because nobody is running in the family.
Yeah.
So that is the family environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well said, sir. Well said. And also, we have seen that. There is still a gap whenever you go out and try to buy the diet foods and things like that. They are not available in the market, and people tend to buy food which says healthy food, but they are not healthy for you. So, what kind of food habits we need to develop, especially for the obese people? I'm not talking about myself, but generally for the obese, because they also would like to eat all those junk food, but how they can, try to prevent themselves from eating those foods and try to change the diet.
Yeah, there should be an ABCD formula. A is for the adequacy. Your diet has to be adequate, having all the things. Number B is balanced. The diet has to be balanced. The lot of things are there, like dairy products. They are good. You can say they are not good in the protein, but they have some sort of natural carbohydrate. They have some sort of iron or other things. So you can combine always the constituents. Some constituents they have a deficiency of something, and they have a deficiency of other things. So the diet should be balanced. C is the calorie. You should see your diet should provide you lesser in the calorie. It should be more, bulky diet. So the bulky diet will make you full early.
Okay.
So you will consume less calories. So you should have a bulky food. Then it should be adequate, balanced, less calorie, and it should have a moderation in everything.
And also, sir, how important is if we start, doing our dinner early, maybe before 7, and then that will also help in the lifestyle.
Yeah, that way we can see your metabolism, the timing of the metabolism. So the meals has to be according to the timing of the metabolism. So if we see, there are so many studies which they studied the level of the ghrelin. Of the ghrelin. Ghrelin is an hormone that is orexogenic, that increase your appetite. So in the morning at 7 o'clock there is a peak of the ghrelin. Then at 12 o'clock there is a peak of the ghrelin. Then 6 o'clock there is a peak of the ghrelin. So it means after 7 in the morning, 7 to 9, the metabolism is very fast. Then 12 to 2 is the metabolism is fast. And then around, you can say 6 to 8 is the metabolism is fast. So these are the timing for your meals. If you take meals in those timings, in those intervals, the metabolism would be good. Your food would be digested well. If you are taking your meals beyond these timings, maybe your dinner after 8, then your metabolism becomes slow. And when the metabolism is slow, your digestion is not good. Whatever you have eaten, that would be deposited. You know, uh, the absorption of the glucose depends on the concentration of the glucose in the body. So if you already have a high glucose at 8 o'clock at 8 o'clock time, then whatever you will eat, the glucose that would be absorbed and that would be deposited in form of fat and the glycogen.
Okay.
Because we what we do, we spend our money in the daytime, and whatever the extra we have, we always keep handy to us. So
Yeah.
fats and the glycogen, they can easily break up and give the glucose.
Of course.
Right. So that is why the rest of the glucose, which is not used by your blood, by your blood and then your body cells, that has been deposited in form of the fat and the glycogen. So that will what that will give you. The fat will give you more adipose tissue, and the glycogen will give you more glycogen deposition in the liver. So liver will also become fatty. Your abdomen will also become fatty. The periphery will become fatty. So that is why we should eat our meals in time period of when your metabolism is on the faster side.
How do you spell that hormone ghrelin?
That is GHRELIN. Ghrelin.
GHRELIN. Okay, because I just wanted to study that. And the last three, you said A, B, C, D: adequacy, balanced, calorie, low calorie, and what was D?
D was I let you know D. I forgot the D. Yeah.
No worries. Okay, I'm making notes here every time you speak.
Yeah.
We can rewind the video and we can get to know what is the DV part.
Okay.
And Dr. Saggu, I mean, you know that, I mean, in India, people used to have that early morning tea or bed tea. How good or bad is that bed tea for your health?
Sorry?
So generally, we take early morning bed tea or morning tea without having empty stomach, basically. So is it good or bad for health?
No. Always best is you take a plain warm water in the morning, in spite of taking any type of sugary things, because your tea is enriched with the sugar, right? So the morning tea is not good. It's a fashion. Sometimes husband gives to the wife and sometimes wife gives to the husband. So this is give and take. It's not good. It doesn't have any nutritional value.
To maintain the household democracy and to maintain the household peace, we need to have
this. This is the maintain the relationship between husband and wife.
Yeah.
Nothing else. And bedtime at the dinner, after the dinner is also not good. I think after 7 o'clock you need not to have any type of carbohydrate. If you want to have, you can have a natural carbohydrate that can be from your fruits, that can be from your dairy products. You can have a milk at night. And Mr. Rakesh, the D is nutrient density. The density of the nutrients has to be good in your diet. So A, D, C, and D.
Okay.
Density. Okay. What about, so I never put sugars in my teas. Is that okay I usually just get tea straight. So, but I believe in a glass of water when I first wake up, and I brush my teeth and get a glass of water and then go to my tea or coffee. So, but I don't put any additives in my tea.
Yeah, if we can have a glass of warm water before brushing your teeth, that is good, because your overnight saliva is alkaline, and always good to have a alkaline water into your stomach. That will neutralize your acidity. So to neutralize your acidity in the stomach, you need to have a alkaline saliva inside the stomach. So always good to have a glass of water before brushing your teeth.
I say, I didn't know that. That is good information.
Very
oh my
good.
gosh! Wow. I mean, it's and that will help probably with our digestive system, the day and everything.
That's true.
I'm gonna switch it. I'll have my warm glass of water when I wake up, and then brush my teeth, and then go.
Then brush your teeth. Yeah.
Yeah.
At least
Awesome.
swallow your saliva. That is why swallowing your saliva is very important. It has a lot of nutritional value also. Lot of enzymes are the amylase is there. Amylase is very important enzyme for the digestion.
So are there some teas that are better for you than other teas? Because you always read these labels, right? And they go, oh, this tea's better for digestive, and this. Are there some teas that are really better for you than others?
You can have a green tea because green tea have antioxidants, and you know the antioxidants always take away the free oxygen radicals you have in your body. So to get rid of your free radicals, antioxidants, any type of antioxidant, whether it is a green tea, whether it is a vitamin B, vitamin D, vitamin C, these all, vitamin E also, they are all antioxidants. So having an antioxidant is good for your skin, good for your body.
Okay. No, I think that's good to know. I just, you always read labels, right? They go, oh, this is better for you than this, and ginger tea is better for your digestive system. I think if you mix spices up, it's probably good. But yeah.
These herbs are important for your immunity. Even ginger is good. Even the garlic is also good. Turmeric is also good. You can have a cumin seeds also. So these spices which we use for your cooking, that are very important to boost up your immunity. So for that case, you can have a turmeric, you can have a garlic, ginger. These are good.
No, I agree.
My wife takes turmeric with coffee regularly. She enjoys it.
Okay, I actually take turmeric with the milk during at night.
Right.
With 2 cloves of garlic.
Oh, I never heard of that. That's it.
Yeah, that is the immunity booster. That is the immunity booster. And because I got my tooth extracted, so it's good for that also.
No, I think that's I would have never thought of that. You know what's interesting is I would feed my dog garlic every day. And you know why I did that? To keep the ticks and fleas off of my dog, right? So my dog was eating healthy, and one day I'm like, well, if I want the fleas and ticks off my dogs, why don't I eat the garlic, right? I
think turmeric is good for skin as well. I think Dr. Tulla is with us.
It's a good antiseptic. Yeah, antiseptic, and it's good for the skin also.
So,
Dr. Tulla.
Hello, sir. How are you? If we go by literature, if we go by the ancient literature, this turmeric or haldi, which we know in India, it was used for a lot of ailments of skin. Especially even in burns, they were using this. So even people who used to get burnt, they were using this as a
turmeric.
treatment. And so.
Sir, we can't hear you.
Oh, sorry.
We can't hear you.
Ask him to pick his mic up.
Is it better now? Yeah, is it better now?
It's better now, but there is some blocking as well on your camera.
Okay, I got it now. Yeah. So I guess so. This is what the thing is, that if you go by our ancient literature also, so there are a lot of practices which being done before, and turmeric is one of the most, you can say, an immunity booster also, as well as it was used in a lot of skin treatments, including burns, as I told you. So this is there with the turmeric story. Now comes with the tea. Now we need to understand that tea basically is a plant. See, you need to understand what is the difference between the various kind of teas, right? So there are 2 steps in teas which they are done. One is basically a rolling. That is, once the tea leaves are plucked out of the tea garden, so there is a step which is known as rolling, in which what they do is, this is basically partially processed tea. That means that there are the leaves which are basically dried and rolled over, and then the other steps of tanning and other things come into the picture. So tea, the green tea, which you basically is available all across the world by different trade names and all, that is basically, you can call it very lightly processed tea. So it's basically, minimally processed, right? The rest of the teas which are available with us, the common brands all around, they are processed tea. So you have tannin in greater quality in them. So we need to understand 2 things when we are taking tea. One is that we have a practice of including milk in tea, And especially in India, we have this habit of boiling the tea too much, right? Now, this is not a good thing to do. Though we Indians are hooked to boiling tea, we love to boil the tea in the pot and keep it boiling and boiling. I am also, I mean, a culprit in that I do that a lot, and it makes the tea tastier. But unfortunately, it does not make the it decreases the nutritive value of the tea. So there is this challenge between taste and and nutrition. So rule of thumb all over is that always you see that if you talk about nutritious food, it's going to be little less on taste, right?
Yeah.
That's typical of it. So the more the oil you put in, the more you put in the cheese, marmalade, these things you put them, the food becomes tastier. So we need to, I mean, there is a trade-off which we need to exercise when we are eating. I mean, that's what it is. And the most important thing in certain cultures, as I'm sure it happens in America also, I've seen all across the globe while traveling. So people have now started going to processed food. So they've lost the art of cooking.
Yeah.
One reason is they don't have the time, because I mean everyone is busy. And what happens is, so what over a period of time, people don't really know what they're consuming. So even when they are buying the products off the shelf, hardly many people are looking into what they are buying. They're just pulling, I mean, the things off the shelf and putting it in that basket and carrying it home, opening it and eating it. So this is a tendency which we have realized that over a period of time, one this has become. The other tendency of people why they tend to overeat is, one, because of psychological reasons also, which is very underrated. People don't appreciate and realize that there is a lot of psychology also involved in eating. So people who are depressed, people who are not, I mean, where the chips are down, there is a tendency to overeat. And once you start overeating, you will keep on eating and eating. The best trick to stop eating or try to contain eating is to chew more. So that means that ideally, when you're putting a bite in your mouth, you should be grinding it for 30 to 40 times. Now, how many people do this? Because if you grind it for that period of time, you will realize your appetite is going to go down.
Yes.
Yes.
Because the more you grind it, the more the message goes to the brain that okay, you're filled. If you start stuffing your abdomen with food, the message portraying is going to be late and you would have overeaten by that time. I'm sure Dr. Saggu will agree with me there that the main story is to eat, I mean, chew more. Unfortunately, we are so much strained on time and effort, so we are basically all we are gobbling food rather than enjoying food.
That is true.
That is true.
So very important is, I mean, what to eat, when to eat, how to eat, and how much to eat. So these
And also
four things are very important.
And also with
Even-
whom to eat.
Yeah. So
Because your partners are also kind.
there should be, I mean, there should be a mindful eating.
Yeah.
So whenever you are eating, you should be focusing on eating. So rightly said by Dr. Tulla that you should chew it properly. So basically, after bariatric surgery, we train our patients to chew more and have a mindful eating, because constitute is very, and you have to eat for your health. Don't eat for your taste buds. That is very important. If you go by your taste buds, you are not going to have a healthy food. So diet pattern and when to eat and how to eat is very important. You have to chew it properly. Again, there is importance of saliva, because when you are chewing properly in your oral cavity, number one, you are grinding it properly. Number two, you are mixing your food with the saliva.
Yeah.
Because saliva has amylase and lot of enzymes. So number three, your food becomes alkaline. Then you will not be having any acidity. So you are mixing it in the alkaline media. And number four, you will enjoy your food, because while keeping the food into your oral cavity for a long time, your taste buds will be happy, even you are having a healthy food.
No,
And then
that's
also, I would like to know that because in India we try to use or eat with our hands, and people in other
Yeah.
countries they use it with spoon and all. So, is there a difference in understanding your mind that you are eating full or your tummy is full when you eat with hand or using a spoon?
Look, there is no enough data, for that. But yes, some says that because of the tactile stimulation of your fingers, the reflexes which is going from your digestive system towards your hypothalamus of your brain, that become faster. Because the first sense of your food is your oral cavity, your tongue. But then the first sense become your fingers. So because you're touching your fingers with your food first, so your reflex starts early. So we don't have enough data to prove that, but yes, this is the, you can say, mythology behind this culture of having food with the fingers.
So
Kim,
Ankit, the biggest problem with us, what we've seen over a period of time, is that we need to understand that we should eat in a peaceful atmosphere. Right now, what has happened is that every time we are eating, we are either watching television or doing anything. So our whole focus is not on eating. It is, I mean, see, if there is a heated debate going on, you will eat more because you will
Yeah.
be embroiled so much into that debate which is going around that you will forget what you are eating. And this is typical, which we've seen. So, I mean, with children also, why are the children getting obese? Because there are three reasons for it. One, of course, there is a lack of physical activity because they are so much ingrained with technology that they don't want to go outdoors. They don't want to stretch it out in the hot, humid weather. Everyone is now into ACs, so that's a challenge. Number two is that they have access to a lot of food which we didn't have during our childhood. So there is a lot of, fat filled, high calorie food, high calorie drinks which are available now. And everyone is basically the binge eating and binge watching. So that's the challenge. So, as a rule of thumb, we should always try not to, when we are eating, we should try to refrain from interaction of any kind with any technology or watch the TV or read a newspaper, because if our concentration is not towards eating, we are going to go overboard. And this is a typical thing which there's a paper on this which has been published where they have seen that people who eat with their mind into eating eat relatively lesser as compared to people who are distracted and they eat.
no, it's
Yeah.
but,
that-
do you also
So the-
believe that eating empty? Eating like say 80% of your stomach is good, or you have to eat or make your stomach full, then only you feel that you have
So
eaten well.
so there are 2-3 things with it. You know what happens is traditionally we used to eat fruits after food, right? Now the concept is absolutely other way around. So it says
Yeah.
that eat roughage first, so that you fill your stomach with roughage, and then eat the nutritious food what you are eating after that. So that even if you want to eat more, you will not be able to eat more. So
Okay.
roughage comes as roughage means cucumber. It means all kind of green leafy, well washed vegetables, right? So these are things which we should be eating. Even if we want to take water, we should take water before food, maybe
Yeah.
around half an hour before food, so that we are some partially filled up before we start taking food. Because if
So
we are
right.
not that,
Yeah.
if we are not, we are not, I would say, balanced with our food, or we are not strict with our food regimens. Because see, ultimately, everyone is bound to cheat, right?
Yeah.
It's very difficult. Honestly speaking, how many people are there? You can hold it. Raise your hands if you have never cheated in life. It cannot be, right? And with the food, when the food comes on the table, you are bound to cheat, right? So we need to, make ways and means around it so that we are careful with that.
so
So
why
the
not
scientific.
cheat
Yes.
our stomach to think that we're eating more? That's smart. Cheat ourselves by thinking we're eating more, right?
Yeah.
I like that.
Scientific fact behind Dr. Tulla's theory is, may rightly said Dr. Tulla, we should have a more roughage as compared to having a lot of carbohydrate or sugary food, because how your satiety reflex starts from your stomach to the brain. So basically, this is again, Rakesh, this is a ghrelin based. You know,
Yeah.
when there is a stretching of the wall of your stomach, when there is a stretching of your wall of the stomach, then only the ghrelin will tell your, then only the receptors in the wall of the stomach will tell the brain that you are full. So until and unless you are not stretching the wall of your, in India we say, pet bhar ke kha liya. That means you are stretching the wall of your stomach, and that stretching you can do. The normal capacity of your stomach is around 1.5 liter. So that stretching can be possible when you have taken the portion size of 1.5 liter. And then 1.5 liter can have 500 calories if you have taken roughage along with that. It can have a 5,000 calories if you have taken a lot of sugary food. So that depends on you. So the 1.5 liter of your food will stretch the wall of your stomach to tell your brain that you are full. So that depends on the contents of your food. So, you know, again, if you are taking more refined sugar is the sugar which has been processed from sugarcane or sugar beet. Like white flour is there, sweetener there, corn syrup is there. So all those things which are not good for you. So these refined sugars, they have a simple sugar. And I tell you that these simple sugars or refined sugars are very dangerous because they are being digested very fast because they have only one saccharide. Either it would be glucose or it would be fructose. So that will be digested very fast and you will not feel full because whatever the sugar you have taken, that will absorb immediately, that will give you energy immediately. You will feel, I'm not full. You're not stretching your stomach. So that is why you should not be taking the refined sugar. You should always take a natural sugar. Natural sugar, it may be partially processed or it would be non-processed. Non-processed like your fruits, your vegetables, and partially processed like your whole grains. In spite of stripping up your grains, you have to take whole food, whole grains, so that you can have more roughage, as being discussed, as been explained by Dr. Tulla. If you will have more roughage, in 1.5 liter, you will have lot of roughage and you will stretch the wall and you will tell your brain that I'm full. Number 2, Dr. Tulla discussed about the binge dieting. Binge dieting is only there when you are late awakener. You are not sleeping in time. In spite of sleeping at 10 or 11 o'clock, if you are sleeping at 2 o'clock, because while you are awakening, the ghrelin hormone is going up. Your body's ghrelin hormone is going up, and that is a hunger hormone. So that will tell you, I want to have something always. But while sleeping, the leptin hormone is there. So when there is a leptin hormone is anorexic hormone, is satiety hormone that keep you satiate, satiation in stage. So you will not have feeling of the hunger when leptin is there, but you will have a feeling of hunger when ghrelin is there. So in spite of awakening at night, you should have in-time sleep, have a good quality sleep. So that would give you a good health.
Well, that is
But
so,
some people
so
are
useful because I do experience this. I do experience when I stay up late, I feel hungry. That's why I go to sleep now pretty. I'm supposed to go to sleep now, but yeah, it's 11:30 here, so this is my normal time to go to sleep. But you're absolutely spot on this. I totally go with you.
Yeah, I think too, and correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe our commercialization of how we eat needs to be changed as well, because like they'll show a dessert that just looks so delectable and we know it's so bad for you, right? But why not show somebody eating a really delectable piece of fruit and at the right time of day of when they should eat it, you know, like maybe before they go to bed, or drinking the milk that's mixed a certain way. My grandmother used to tell me she would always warm milk before she'd go to bed. She said it would help her sleep better, that she didn't need any sleep aids when she had a warm milk before she went to bed. I don't know how true that is, but I do know it worked for her. But perhaps if we saw commercials or famous people like the celebrity we had on last Tuesday enjoying the right foods at the right time of day and commercializing that